Hello, and I'm Galdoc, and we are playing Factorio. I am playing a space exploration mod pack with just a couple of quality of life mods, and we are setting up mining for the stone, because you know what? That's something that will almost complete everything I need in order to have all the materials piped into my base via this via a train network. So super excited about this. What I'm doing right now is I'm just going to I was trying to figure out where to put the entire the entire pickup area here. And I think I'm just going to do that. I'm going to have the depot here and then just, have it belted underneath. So that's not a big deal. But yeah, let's go ahead and have this thing mine, or get rid of those trees because they are in the way. But I'm also talking with someone in Twitch, so forgive me if I mention this person. But yeah, so you're talking about blue science. The thing there is that what you really want to remember is just start with something getting it done. Don't worry about getting the ratios right in your first playthrough. My first couple of playthroughs were dirty. I sat there and tried to get something done, but then I started doing all this math, calculating how much do I need for various things. There's a whole lot of numbers that you probably don't need to know at the outset. Like, do you really need to know right now how many belts or how many products can be put onto a yellow belt per second? Some might argue yes, and I personally would argue that it can be a bit overwhelming. So my suggestion to you is don't worry about volume at first, just get something done. And what's going to happen, at least in my experience, I'm not going to try to speak for other people, is that you will find yourself making mistakes, and then you'll say, okay, I'm going to do this better next time. And then the next time you will. And the next time it'll get even better because you'll realize other mistakes. And that is sort of the nature of Factorio. You just do a whole bunch of stuff and kind of hope for the best. Like for right now, as you can see, I have just made a mistake. I didn't bring enough miners. So golly gosh. So what I'll do is I'm just going to build what I can here and hope that I didn't run out of other materials as well. But yeah, that one's a simpler mistake. Yeah, good times. Let's see. So though I just got done saying that you don't need to necessarily know how many items go onto, say, a yellow belt, I'm actually going to be talking about that very topic here because I'm using yellow belts and I potentially could be using red belts. But I'm not going to use red belts for right now because I think I can get away with this. And the reason I think that is because I know that the yellow belts can carry about 15 products per second. And these miners here are going to produce one product every half second. Or sorry, one product every 2 seconds. You can see over here on the tooltip, it says mining speed 0.5 per second. That means 0.5 outputs per second, which means it takes 2 seconds. So essentially what that means to me is that I'm going to only overwhelm these things once I hit about 30 or so. So that's pretty cool. I don't think these things have 30 on it, or if they do, it's very, very close to being not quite. If it's like 32, I'm not going to be too worried because frankly, some of these things die, especially near the edges, and that's true at the beginning and end of every single one of these columns. So it's not super necessary to get too bent out of shape over that. On the other hand, if it's like 35 or 6, well, okay, then I might start looking into doing something a little differently. A way to quickly check it is to grab this and just look. Now, I don't know if you have this button in your playthrough right now, because guess what? This thing only unlocks, at least for me, once I got like robo ports and stuff set up. So I'm not sure if it's there, but there may be some way to show that early. One thing that you can do is click on this little eye, and then it gives you a bunch of options for what to and what not to show. But let's see. So this row, it looks like it has 19, so that's fine. This row looks like it has 26, so that's fine. This one looks like it has 30, so that's about it. And that definitely is the tallest row here. So, yep. Yeah, the alt option, I think that's the toggle alt mode. Yeah, so once you get blue science set up, that will begin a chain of events that will help you get other things set up. And eventually you'll get roboports. I'm not going to spoil anything because they're fun. What I can tell you, though, is that we'll unlock that button there. So, yeah, it's good times. It's all good times. So I'm not going to try to dig too deeply into these trees because I don't want to kill the things that help my pollution cloud, because this is going to... I may end up having to smush these spider nests. We'll see. All right, well, let's build as much of this depot as we can before we go back for more materials, because I really don't want to have to come back out here more than once. Kind of already screwed it up, but that's okay. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna just give myself, let's see, it looks like, you know what, I can actually just do a quick little Control-C. So here we go. I can just tell how many lanes here. I'm just looking for lanes. 1, 2. So only 2 more yellow belts are going to need to come down here. So because of that, I'm going to go 1, 2 are the things here, right? And then I'll do 1, 2 more lanes coming down here. Now I'm not too worried about overwhelming the thing I'm going to be putting these things into, because it's just one big giant depot. So there we go. And this works. Actually, I didn't expect that to work out so perfect. That was quite pleasant of a surprise. Here we go. Go ahead and... alrighty, all that's heading in there. So let's go ahead and tie this into some power here. Oops. Here. I'll throw down some lights, although it's not going to be completely necessary. Is my YouTube Galdoc tutorials. Yes, that's me. Wow, you're like the first person to actually know that. How on earth did you find me? Yes, I'm the guy who did I work on, what's it called? Project Brutality for Doom. It's a Doom mod. Let's see. Here we go. Moving out here. I'm going to put some ghosts down. Ah, yes, I got you. Okay. So at some point pretty soon here, I'm going to actually be uploading these episodes to YouTube. And in fact, if you are on YouTube right now, that's probably already happened. I'm still a very nascent streamer. I'm not a nascent YouTuber. I actually have a couple of other YouTube channels, but I keep those a secret. Try to keep my professional life and my personal life a little separate. And I kind of consider this my personal life. This is like a hobby. Something I very much enjoy doing, but it's not something that I do for quote unquote as much as a living as perhaps some YouTubers I've met are. Oh, look at you. You're going over here now. Let's back you off of that thing. So yeah, there are many streamers out here that are perhaps more deserving of that sort of title professional than I. Here we go. Oops. Especially seeing as how I cannot actually place things where I mean to place them to save my life. Well, maybe to save my life, but, probably not to save something. I don't know. Here we go. Click. Here we are. Yeah, the channel that I have right now, it was originally made to spread some tutorials for people who wanted to mod Doom, which seems like a very niche community, but niche, whatever. Point is, though, that there's a lot of really, really talented individuals out there that want to do a lot of work. And I actually was one of those. I liked doing this particular mod. And I still do. I still work on it from time to time, but I am nowhere near one of the main developers for it. But if you played Doom, like the original old school 1993 Doom, then, well, you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, huge streamers tend to get a little bit, I don't know. I don't want to speak poorly about anybody. But yeah, I can understand that. I can understand your sentiment. Here we go. So let's go ahead and just add in a bunch of track. So this is the main thoroughfare track. This is going to be the stuff that is needed for... I'm going to have a loop-to-loop past here, I think. And everything else... Let's see, is this right? 1, 2, 3. There we go. You know what? I'm doing this manually. I can't just use this little interface here. Let's do that. All right, so and then the same thing for you. It's much faster. Let's see. Yeah, no, I understand. There are definitely... So the comment for those of you on YouTube who can't see it is basically that a lot of streamers don't have time to explain things. And that's pretty much all I do in this is I just explain things. But I totally understand. The thing is that Factorio has a whole lot of stuff that seems kind of hidden. Like there's rules behind the rules. It's not like Illuminati stuff. More to the point, it's just, well, there's a lot of mechanics that aren't necessarily on the tin. So yeah, it takes some getting used to. Now, do you count ghosts? You definitely do, because that looks like 128. Let's see. If I only include some of those ghosts here, it goes down to 113. Okay, so 128. So a yellow belt will account for about 30 of those things. So that's approximately 4 1/3 yellow belts coming out of there. So that's actually pretty good. So let me go ahead and just... I'll stem out 5 of these things. Oh, I'm out of them. Ugh. And I can make 1 more. Okay. Well, I'll do 4 for right now, and then I'll just have a ghost for a 5th. I don't need to balance it because it's going to be balanced inside of here, and it'll just figure itself out. But I do need to load up my cars in a way that makes sense. So let's get these rocks and stuff out of here, because this is basically where that loading station is going to go, but it doesn't require that much in the way of infrastructure. I'm going to bring these essentially down. Let's go ahead. Did I not make another train stop? Good gravy. All right. So this is going to load here. So actually, if this is going to come straight down, then I probably want to bring this out a little bit more. And then what I'll do is I'll have this go right about, let's see, that's probably good enough. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. What matters is, do I get a train here? Oh, it's not going to line up perfectly. You little person thing of mess. Yes, that was my best curse in the entire world, by the way, in case you're wondering. That's the pinnacle of cursing at your game. So yeah, let's just do this. I don't need another buffer, but I'm just going to have this input like that. No, wait, this is just 1. No, that's not going to be good enough. Let's see. So the problem is that if I don't have enough to really fan out the distribution here per se. What I could do is something like this. So this goes, you're not even going to show me where the cars go, are you? So it's something like that. All right, well, I'm going to have to do this manually. Let's see if I can, yep, okay. So that's about right. So let's see, if I go here, then that means I got to bring this back up 1 to split, but then this can go here, like, oops, like that. And then I can go like this. And then, so what I'm doing is I'm setting up these inserters that will eventually output into a cargo train that I'm going to put here. Right now I'm being a little bit persnickety about actually laying it down because I don't have the train stop set up, which is where this will end up being. However, it will be all good once I actually go back into my base and collect the materials that I need. And if you just heard that little noise, that was my cat nuzzling the microphone, because that is what she does. But here we go. Let's put another one of those there, another one of those there, and another one there. And so what that means I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have, I think I'm only going to have 4 of these things. If it's a little overwhelmed, then that's fine. It just means it's going to stay where it needs to be. And then what I'll do is I'll just take this and just copy and paste that right here. It's not going to work. Okay, fine. Whatever. I can just do this. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to get this laid out so I can see it. There we go. And then you can come up here, and then up here. So then you can be brought up like that. And then you can come up here. Oops. And then you're going to come up 1 tile higher. So there we go. And I keep walking on the track, which is what's causing it to bump all over the place. Also that, and I'm not very good at using my mouse to wave around and making these tracks appear. So yeah, that's also like a whole factor. Here we go. So now I can come in here. And so what I've done is I placed ghosts. These things are here to help guide where I'm going. Am I playing a lazy bastard run? I am not. However, I'm trying to pretend-ish like I am, not entirely. I'm not a purist by any stretch of the imagination, but I find it convenient to only craft when I need to. That being said, I don't have any materials on me because I'm a genius. I'm a bold, crazy diamond that just does it wrong and tries to pass that off as somehow being valuable. Here we go. Put a whole bunch of these things down. Now, normally I would sit there and like pause in between each one, but I just did it that way because who cares? All right, let's see. That's all set up. And let's get some lights here. Let there be light. And then you are definitely going to need to feed into the... Well, I'll have some poles there. Okay, so... Oh my gosh, there are so many ways to play this game. It is ridiculous, which is a word, except it's not. But yeah, there's so many different ways to play, and that for me is actually part of the genius that I think that the software developer Wube, I don't know, whatever, WUBE, they did a very good job of tapping into. All right, so I'm not going to sit here and demolish this entire forest because I super don't want to get rid of all that pollution cleansingness. So let's see, what can I... You know what, I'm going to label you because I keep having to try to find you. We're going to call you Loop. Very complicated. Now you're over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and put you down. And what this does is it lets me figure out which trees I need to get rid of by putting a little X on them. So if I get rid of just these trees, I should be able to make the loop as I have just made it. I think because I'm accidentally getting rid of these ghosts with my right click in an attempt to get rid of all this stuff, I am actually also getting rid of the tracks, but I can just relay down the blueprint and it'll just be fine. Let's see. Here we go. Let's go ahead and grab all this stuff. Oh my gosh, I can't even like... It is so thick with trees, I can hardly even get to the ones that have X's on them. There we go. So I don't mind getting rid of a little bit extra, just because honestly, there's so much of that stuff. I want to be able to see kind of what I'm doing. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go ahead and just bring you up here. I think you need to go up a little bit more. There we go. No, oh, I think that was too much. Yeah, you can kind of see where it like, oh, it goes from the ghost. Let's see. You're going to come down. I think it's one too many. There we go. Here we are. And then boom. And boom. No. Oh, I just barely missed. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Factorio. I'm still learning new things. Partially that's just because I never actually made train networks in the past, so the things I'm learning are very train related. However, it's also just random stuff. Yes, and it feels like good learning too, because every time you learn like a new mechanic, say you learn how the fluid mechanics work, or you learn how belt sorting works, you learn what side loading is, every single time you do, you feel like you have more agency, you have more capabilities, and that's a really good feeling, I think. All right, so we're going to go ahead and package this, get all this stuff out of his trunk as best I can, and bring him back to base, because I think I'm done with the mining part of this. So actually, let me just drive this car over here, plop some stone and junk in there, grab as much as I can. Again, with the ploppage, I think I can pick you up now. Okay, you and me, let's go back to base. So we need a couple of things. We need a bunch of miners. We need some more lights, I bet. I don't think I ran out too badly, but it's not great either. Did I not light you? All right, well, there we go. Problem fixed. Let's not get hit by a train, and we're safe. Let's go down here. Let's get a bunch of materials for a train stop and miners. I think those were the two major things I was running out of. I know I ran out of loaders too, so I'll grab one of those, but I'm a little less worried about that because I don't intend on necessarily using it. Good times. Yeah, and that's true. It's sort of a, I think as I'm sort of paraphrasing someone again in Twitch, it is a macrocosm for life. You just, every single time you go back to do a thing, you learn how to do it a little better, and you learn how to do it even better, and then eventually you are really good at the thing. Oh, I'm completely out of, oh crumbs. All these things are limited, so I can't actually put this down. Let's see. Can I just do this? Okay, that was annoying. Do I have enough though? I think 55. No, it's not going to be enough. If I get 100, I'll be well past what I need. It only had 128 spots or something along those lines. And I already had a bunch laid out, so that's fine. This stone, though, I would normally try to get it down. Oh, what's going on? Oh, it's happening. Did they just like appear in the middle of my iron patch? Okay. All right, that's fine. We can head down there. Hey, look, you even have the Armada, don't you? I have the Armada in my car. Man, I really can't wait till I get this stone patch. That means I can start making walls and I can eventually secure my borders. I want to make sure that these darn bugs can't come and eat my stuff. All right, here we go. So I'm not very good at driving south because a large chunk of my screen is taken up by this. And I have pretty good reflexes, but this is not exactly the most easy to control thing. I'm not super worried about what's happening right now because they're just destroying miners and poles and things. And I have plenty more of those, but still it's annoying. That's the principle of this. All right, so here we go. All right, now we are here. All right, party's over, guys. Stop being living things. All right, there you go. Sorry about you being not alive anymore, but you tried to break my stuff, so that's enough of you. Existence revoked. All right, so here we go. Just lay down a couple of these poles. Fix the belt. There we go. Make sure this belt doesn't have any missing pieces. Oh, there was one. That would have been it. That would have been one whole entire lane that wasn't going to work because of that. Make sure everything else is good. Oops. Not screw anything up. See if I can manage that. Were there any lights that just got demolished? I bet there were. Did I ever light this thing? I don't see any lights. It's not nighttime, so I can't really tell. Okay, so we're just going to put down a couple of lights. Oh, look, some of those are done. Can I make a bunch more? Good. All right, and let's just... I don't want to go too crazy with this because this is not what I'm here for, but definitely needs to get lit just so I can, in times of great darkness, like night, be able to see. Come on. There we go. Now let's just go ahead and wave the magic repair wand around. I mean, the science repair wand. Science wand. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. There's the other one. I knew I saw one. All right. There we go. That's all good. So this is going to kick back on when it starts loading this thing up. Now, who decided to come knocking on my door? I bet it was you. All right, guys. Oh, you're going to make me drive around this little thing? Oh, but that looks like such an easy thing to secure. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I can just be like, boop. I was originally going to just, take just this chunk here, but I think I can wall you guys off pretty straightforwardly. I wonder if there's any more like water down there. Well, okay, there's obviously water down there, but I mean like locally easy to get to. All right, well, let's go ahead and go smush some more biters because that seems to be like a thing I do every single episode. And usually streamers do this only once every now and again. They have like an episode where they've finally gotten their whatever set up and they just go and throw around the atomic bombs or something, They really just go crazy on them. And me, well, I'm a bit more piecemeal. Whoa. Okay, let me back this up right here. That's not a direction I want to go. I didn't know those were there, but now they exist. You are definitely also getting torqued off by my pollution cloud. So you are done. All right, slow that down. Don't run into the rock. See if I can do that. Let's grab these guys. Time for the Armada. I might not lay everyone down, but, well, just about. Not like it really matters. Go ahead and pull out the Warden. And then you give me bullets. Let there be bullets. And then give me fuel. You don't have any. Well, I have this. Here we go. Let there be fuel. Wow, that's like a lot of engines starting at once, so sorry about the loud jolt there. And let's go get us... Wait, do you not have any fuel? You're killing me, Smalls. All right, so... Oh, good. You're already earning your keep. Look at you. All right, so lessons learned. Don't let the car go ahead, and also let the Armada lead. At least this goes pretty quickly. I know that there are ways of getting these things to just, like, I can point and click them from afar, but I think that involves, you know, doing all this stuff, putting down of radars and various other sundry activities. So, yeah, maybe we'll do that, maybe we won't. Oh, did something blow up? Oh no, my Warden vehicle blew up. Huh. And my car. My car blew up. How did my car blow up? Wait a second, it's right there. Oh, that must just have been... Oh, what? It's a chain gunner. Okay, that just looked like my car. All right, well, that's unfortunate. That Warden is a fairly crucial part of my strategy. He keeps things alive, so maybe I'm going to have to keep more than one of those around. All right, well, in the meantime, those look like they are doing good. Maybe you aren't bothering me. Maybe it was just that little colony there that decided to step up. So, well, you'll keep for now. Let's go ahead and turn you guys off and put you back in the car. So I have an Armada that can go and wipe out all sorts of bug nests on an alien planet that I crash landed on, armed only with a pickaxe. And now I can take this entire Armada and shove it in the trunk of a car that I also built with that same pickaxe. It's pretty cool. I have no idea how he carries so many locomotives, but that is a question that keeps being asked, and it's no longer interesting to ask because we've just learned to accept it. And we've played games, perhaps, like Satisfactory, where you can, again, wave a magic wand that has access to a pocket dimension, ? And maybe it's something like that. I have no idea. I have no explanation and no answers. Only questions and funny faces that I can make. All right. Oh, great. Looks like something landed here some time ago, ? I would love to just take my Warden out and let it repair everything, but guess what? It blew up. It probably was sitting in some kind of acid puddle. That's the only thing I can imagine, because everything else should have just been accounted for. Oh, yeah. Let me also do this. There we go. Repair the car that I drive and crash into so much stuff. For example. All right, so let's go back up here. We were grabbing steel to make some materials, or we're grabbing materials to make some, train stations. We needed to finish grabbing the other materials needed for the base. Oh man, I'm getting so good at this. So skilled, so, talented. This is like, whoa boy. This is pure skill right here. Driving around and not... Oh, there. I was hoping that crash would happen earlier. I was trying to set up myself for an ironic failure, but, it actually wasn't that bad. Okay, so let's see. Let's grab some steel, and I guess I'm getting some concrete too. Whatever. I just need a couple of... You probably need some more iron, because I always need iron, because I just don't walk around with enough. I probably should keep some on me, more than I have right now. I did set up a dump chest, so I can, or not really a dump chest, sort of a storage chest. Here we go. I can carry it a little bit around. All right, but let's get it made. One, I think I needed another one for up there. I don't think I had one. I'm running low on track, but I don't think I have any track left to build. Not for this particular leg of the journey. Yeah. So what else was it? It's not boxes. It's not inserters. It's not... Oh, yeah, lights. I keep wanting to... Oh, did I not? Oh, I don't have lights. That's right. I set up a thing that made a whole bunch. But didn't I leave some back here? I thought I had a box with lights in it. Did I not? Oh, where did I put them? Oh boy, this is the part of Factorio where you're like, where did I put the thing? It's almost as fun as what was I doing? I think that's actually the best way to think about Factorio. It's really just a series of questions you ask yourself that make you wonder, how many steps apart am I removed from slime mold? Like, sometimes I wonder about myself. Anywho, let's go up here and get some stone on a train. Let's get a train stoned. Yeah, I don't know. There we go. You exist. All right. And then you. Ta-da. Stuff. So lay down these guys here. And you are going to need some fuel. I can go ahead and get you started with a little bit of coal. That's really all you need to get to where you're going. If you run out on the tracks, I'll just come and find you and fix you. All right. So nothing's powered because nothing's on the spine, on the power spine here. So let's just do this. That should be enough. Can I make more lights? Good. May as well use up all that glass I have no need of. Oh, look, I have 1 copper ore. Isn't that swell? All right. So this is already lit. I think I lit all that stuff up there. All right. So now let's go ahead and bring some power poles here. This is such a short amount of track that I'm not going to think too hard about it. I'm just going to grab this little thing here. Oh, come on. Here we are. There. Grab that. Click and hold. See if I can drive in a straight line through stuff. Don't care. I can't reach. Oh my God. This is so annoying. I'm so used to playing with long reach that I'm just doing silly things. Okay, so let's try this again. Boop, boop, boop. Right where I need to go. Get pointed to go in a straight line. Okay. Click, drag, and draw it close to the car. Now let's try this. There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, let's go ahead and just do this then. And boom. So light this up. Here we go. How are we doing on electricity? Oh, we're still good. Okay, good. And then once this is all lit, I think those miners should be active. Yeah, there they go. Now I just have to go and make sure that all of them are all accounted for. I need to, before I do that, actually put signals down on this. Oh, this is exciting because we are almost done here with this. All right, so, and then coming back, let me give this just a little extra space here. So it was about once every 4 of these things that I was putting these down, and I don't need to be super accurate out here. This is just good enough territory. So there we go. That's definitely going to be big enough for the cars to work. And again, let's go ahead and light the entryway off here. So we'll start with a light here. This thing, this train stop, doesn't actually count as a stop light. So you will have to put another one down in order to get another block. So trains are broken up into logical blocks. The way you can see what those blocks are by holding anything in any train-related item in your inventory, specifically the little lights. These lights actually designate those blocks. One train can occupy 1 block. Now, I have to be careful when I say that because in actuality, it's if this is an automatic, each train will only occupy 1 block unless something silly happens. If you put a train that's set to manual anywhere, sometimes other trains will run into that. I don't know all the details of it because I've never messed up that bad too often. But yeah, just something to keep in mind if you're setting up your first rail network. Things to know: these signals will tell you that that will set up a block. But these are called chain signals, and what they do is not only does the train check to see if the next block ahead of it is empty before it will enter, a chain signal will make it check the next one ahead of that to see if it's empty, up to the next block, up to the next, all the way up to the next train signal. So this will check all blocks up to the next train signal to see if they're empty. I think that's how it works anyways. And the reason that's important is because you don't want trains smashing into each other at these intersections. So if this thing checks the next one ahead, this red one, and sees that it's occupied, it's going to say, oh, I'm not going to be able to go there. So what you have to do with these intersections is anything that feeds into an intersection has to have a train signal leading into it, and you want to have some kind of signal at the very end of it. The way I choose whether or not it's going to be a regular rail signal or if it's going to be a chain signal is based on whether or not the thing ahead, which is this, in case this loop here, has enough space to hold an entire train on it. If it does, then I go ahead and put a signal here. If it doesn't, that's when I throw down another chain signal, which is where it gets its name. You can chain these things one after the other. And you can have, if you have a whole bunch of small segments, you can just chain them all, and it will look ahead through all of those to see if it can safely exist there. Also, you need this for intersections when they feed. This is two entries, entering rails leading into one exiting rail. You can sometimes have one entering rail leading into two exiting rails. Same idea. You would just want to do the same kind of notion here. Just make sure you have anytime you leave an intersection, you have one of these things, these rail signals, if there's enough room, or at least have a train signal if there's not, and you'll be good. All right, so this should be set up now. Let's go ahead and name this. You are Stone Pickup 1. And I did not actually put the other train station down because I did not see that on this list here. So this will not be able to do that, but I can at least put this on here. So let's see, full cargo or inactivity. Those are if one of these two conditions is met, this train will then go to its next stop on this list here. This is basically a list of all the places this train will be scheduled to go. If I set it to automatic, well, it's going to do something stupid. Let me stop that. Okay, you just settle down. Just come back here. Come back. You don't have anywhere else to go, so we're just gonna we'll drive back up here and fix that. Let me go down south and make sure that the other one is set up. That's not drive through a forest. What am I doing? Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. This is so tough. Oh my god, I can't see anything. Okay, we're gonna do this. I am so bad at driving. Here we go. Yeah, it's a good thing that Factorio guys builds his car in such a way that it's durable. Otherwise, I can't imagine his insurance would be good. Probably be like, no, you're not allowed to drive. But I engineered my car so that it can go from 0 to 60 to 0 and not actually hurt me or have a problem. Oh no, let's not hit these. These are the boxes. Let's back out very carefully. Fix those. Fix you. Okay, so. Stop it. This is so frustrating. Okay. Let's see. Get out of here. Nope. You know what? It's going to run into something. I just don't care anymore. I can't drive. I can't tell which way these things are facing. So, all right. Well, anyways, this isn't where I want to be. I wanted to be at the stone drop-off. So let me stop this silliness and go where I'm actually supposed to go. God bless it. All right. Here we go. This is the stone drop-off. Yeah, there's just a ghost here. Okay. Do that. Set up a train here. Now I'm going to then just put these down here. So I didn't actually finish this. I need to actually set this up so that it can actually, I keep saying the word actually. I need to set this up so it will fill the thing it needs to fill. Let's do this. So 1, 2, actually this is gonna go down here. All right, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, whoops. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then same thing here. Now there are better configurations that I've come up with to do this, but those are only when I'm being super serious about how this is going to go. Right now, we're just trying to get it done with any means necessary. So I'm going to draw this down to 2 belts because I don't have enough processing to address more, but I will balance all these out. So that's important. So we'll do this. Actually, it doesn't really matter. I might save myself like 1 belt by doing it a bit differently, but I'm not super concerned. Here we go. Oops. There we go. Ah, darn. Here we are. Now let's do this. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Then I'm going to put in a balancer. So let's see. Here, here, here. Then that's that. That's that. There we go. Then here, here. And then, oops, let's turn you into there. And then you into there. Oops. No, not you. You and you. Take you, take you. All right. So then that'll have drawn it down. And then I'm just going to have 2 belts come off because I don't really have enough more room. I don't have enough room going down there to feed more. So here we are. So how do I want to work this? I think I'm going to come down this pair of lines here. Let me just double check that I have enough space. Yeah, one will feed into here. So actually, let me do this. I'll have this thing built essentially backwards so that I can see what I'm doing. Am I going to run out of these belts? I swear. I am totally going to run out of these belts. Yeah, I'm not going to build undergroundies for you. I'm just going to move you slightly. There you go. And I'm not going to bother doing undergrounds for that either because that's not ready yet. And you are not necessary, little ghost iron pole. There we are. Let's see, so we're almost there actually, but so this thing can be gotten rid of. I need to actually get rid of that whole thing because it is not necessary. Here we go. And here we are. So we're gonna, oops, we're gonna lay down a little bit more. Oh, I only have 2 more. Okay, well I can build a couple more of these things. Here we are. Have you go there. So actually, you're going to go here, and then you're going to go like that. And the reason is because I'm going to have 2 lines coming down. If I remember correctly, I need 2 lines worth of materials for all the different sand and brick and whatever. I think that I even put raw stone on the bus. So one thing to note about the mod pack I'm playing right now, for those who are watching in stream and who are curious. The way this differs from vanilla are many. However, the most significant one that comes to mind right now, actually I can just turn that around, can't I? The most significant one that comes to mind right now is the fact that there's no sand in vanilla. So I'm making sand, and that's something that you will never see in vanilla. That doesn't even need to be underground anymore. I don't know. Earlier, I remember doing that now. That was silly. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do this. So that sand right there is the sand I was talking about. Here we go. So let's set this up in a slightly different fashion. In fact, let's do this. So we're going to get rid of that. Do this. What? There we go. There we are. Is that good? All right. So then this just needs to be replaced. And then I guess I can tie you in there. What did I do? The whole base is now out. Ugh, I snipped one pole. Oh, which one did I snip? All right, so let's just track this. Goes up here, goes over here. Goes into here. It must have been this one right here. This is now isolated. Okay. Wow, that was the one thing, huh? So let's get rid of all that, and let's just put this here. There we go. So now that all connects. So now this can come in here, and you, being not so useful, will augment that, but eventually you'll just run out, and that will be the norm of things. All right, so now that should be set up. Everything's looking good. Now I just need to get the actual trains going where they're going. But yeah, another problem. Oops, I never gave you power. Another difference, not problem, between vanilla and this particular mod pack is that the intermediates have changed some in terms of what's required. So brick right here exists in the vanilla game, but it's not required for as many recipes as it is here. Same with concrete. Concrete has a lot of requirements, or is required for a lot of recipes. Okay, so let's see. We're going to add... Oops, that's right. I need to name you. Nuzpe's Let's Play. Okay, well, not anymore. Stone drop off 1. Here we go. So let's add stone pickup 1 set with inactivity or full cargo. And then let's add stone drop off 1. So that way you will oscillate just between these two and leave whenever you are inactive or of empty cargo. So that's pretty straightforward. You definitely have enough fuel. So you know what? You're going to go ahead and crash into the rear end of that one up there when I go do this. But that's okay. I can maybe stop that from happening by just clicking it into manual soon enough. Or just, hit the brakes. So let's see if I can do that. Now, may realize there's a train there. Yeah, see, it didn't do what I wanted. But that's because I hit manual mode and I didn't actually then have it curve over there. So that's okay. You, on the other hand, just need a little bit of a nudge. So you have stone pickup, you need stone drop off. Either when you are inactive or you are empty. Let's go ahead. I'm going to move this up here just because I want it to look good. And I think that's going to be it. Go forth. Go forth and be a train, a wild, free train. Not a care in the world. So proud. They grow up so fast. All right. You are back on automatic and go to stone pickup. This is going to be an absurd path it's going to take. What am I doing? Okay. Yeah, it just occurred to me. I'm going to actually create another loop-to-loop here somewhere. This won't happen again, I don't think, but I'm not sure. The reason it's doing this is because it was going to the one it was right next to. However, I also have a feeling that there is no other way for these trains to do this. So I do need to add in another loop-to-loop here somewhere so that these trains can just turn around without having to do this crazy thing. Why are you honking at me this entire day? You're doing a lot of honking. What are you honking for? What? What do you want? You're like, hello, hello, hello. Okay, I'm listening. You have my attention, train. What do you want? Okay, fine. I get it. Honk. Oh my God. Is this like SOS for help me? Or is this like Rick Sanchez and Rick and Morty? Is this like wubba dubba dub dub? Like, I am in great pain. Please help me. Who knows? I probably said that wrong, but whatevs. It's life. You, however, are out of fuel. That's not great. Do I have fuel in my inventory? No, but you have fuel in your fuel hold. So let's go ahead and just take some. When will I be close enough? There I am. There, just take one of those and we should be good. Because all it has to do is make it back to the little spot. And once it does, it will be filled up with fuel. And it will be glorious. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. There you go. Good job. Car, where are you? Because I want to get back to the base. Actually, I lied. I want to set up this little loop-to-loop here. And then I can call this done. Yeah, the train is laughing at me. I like to think it's laughing with me. Someone in Twitch said that the train is laughing at me. I like to think it's laughing with me because that makes me feel better about myself. And I'm a person. All right. Where is my car? Because I definitely have a car. Oh, yeah. I forgot. 2 things. One, I need to put a radar out here. And I think I have a radar at the other one. So let me just zoom out here and check. Does everyone have a radar? Ooh, the coal one doesn't have a radar. That's not acceptable. And then 2, this guy out here. Oh, that's right. I didn't bring my car out here. The reason is because I had the train, and that just took me. So let's go ahead and fix all these problems at once. This whole outpost, this feels vaguely central, so plop. There you go. Let's go figure out what it is that I've left out here. I don't think it's another warden. I bet it's my chain gunner. Or at least one of the chain gunners from the Armada. That would be pretty swell. And I'm going to get rid of this little ghost guy here. Oh, that's not a ghost. That's actually there. Is there like a worm here? What is that red dot? Why is that red dot there? All right, well, let's go up here. Am I on the red dot yet? I feel like I'm really close. I'm on the red dot. Okay, I don't know. It's just a glitch. Hey, guess what? Get in my pocket. Wish I could teleport. Okay, but hey, I think we have stone solved. So now we have stone and coal being piped into the base via train, which means that anytime I want to get another patch, I just have to, you know, basically put some track down and put the mining stuff down. I don't have to worry about anything else. It's still a pretty, you know, lengthy process at this stage in the game because I don't have bots, but hopefully by the time all this stuff is said and done, I will have what I need in order to make this happen. No, let me in. Okay, that was close. I know everyone just like had their heart explode as they thought I was going to be hit by a train, but I'm too good to be hit by a train. The amount of skill I have is just too great. It's just too great. And I lie to myself. All right, so let's go and hop out of here. I'm probably going to get killed by the train. And head down to the coal area because the coal area needs a radar. And I don't think after having done that little trip, I'm going to worry about putting that little loop-to-loop up top there after all because it seems to have gone very smoothly getting where it needed to go. You're a coal drop-off? Why are you still here? You're set to manual. Ew. You've been blocking a whole bunch of stuff. That's not good. Well, let's see. Oh, did I accidentally... See, the thing is, I try to move the map, and when you do that, you can do that with the arrow keys here. But if you use the arrow keys while you're in the UI interface for looking at the train, as I was, then it doesn't actually work the way you think it will. Instead, it sets it to manual because it thinks you're giving commands to the train. All right. Ooh, from here it's all muffled when I'm in that interface. That's pretty cool. Okay, so you're doing pretty good. Let's go ahead and throw down a radar. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just put it right there. All right. And then how many trains have you on your... You only have one? You definitely need a second one. Can I make another train here? No. Let's head back to base. You definitely need to get a full cargo inventory, however. So I will... Nah, I'm not going to wait. I don't care. Just go back to base. Okay. I need to make a second train and put it on the tracks and have it filling up the coal because I want to always have two trains going to these things because if you do that, if you have two trains going in between each pickup and drop off, then in principle, as long as you don't have anything completely overwhelmed, you should always have one waiting and ready to go so that it seems essentially to you like a nearly constant flow. The constant flow can be gotten from these buffers, hopefully at any rate. But there's some engineering involved. It's not necessarily trivial. So let's see, what do I need in order to get this? I need some more steel. I have the electronic circuits, steel and iron. My iron's doing okay. I can probably build one. Let's just get this. I don't mind getting a little fuel. I seem to be needing a bunch of it. So I need one locomotive, and then that's going to take all my iron. Okay, so I'm not doing good on iron. I lied. And I'm a bad person. All right, grab all this iron, nom nom nom. And then 4 of those, perfect. All right, so let's go in here and just, oh, that's going to take another few moments to build. That's okay, that's all right. But see, yeah, even though the train is gone, this buffer is feeding everything. And that's perfect. Now, another upgrade I'm going to be doing at some point soon, once I get red circuits made, is to replace these with stack inserters, which will grab more than just the small amount that these blue inserters will grab. So here we go. It looks like we're closing in on the finish line for the first of these crafts here, so the locomotive. And then once that's done, we can set that out. And the only thing we haven't really set up is this copper stuff here. But again, we just don't need it. I mean, this has still got 236,000 in it. It's been, I think we started the game with, man, was it 3,000? Or sorry, 300,000? Yeah, it just wasn't, it hasn't been that big of a deal. So I'm actually okay not setting that up yet. It's also, not to be mistaken, but what did you just do? What is this train doing? copper drop-off. I didn't think I had anything going to copper drop-off. This is probably the train that I didn't know about. I thought I set up 2 trains. Okay, so people have been watching me play, and they saw me do this preposterous thing. So this is going to... The pickup, it's going to go right through. Okay. You know what? Just settle down. So you go to coal drop-off, and we're going to add full cargo just to get you to stop. Oh, that's not where I wanted you to stop. What are you doing? Yeah, just make that little loop here. Come on. So you're going to wait for inactivity, and we're going to close that. And when you stop, I'm just going to put you in manual. There we go. Boom. Okay, so coal drop-off. Coal. Coal. So what's the other one? Hold on, let me see. So if I do this, if I click on this guy, nope, that's copper. If I click on this guy, oh, you've just been driving around burning all your fuel. That's funny. Okay. So you have coal drop-off and then coal pickup. So you get coal drop-off, fine. Drop-off would be empty cargo, so we'll get you going. And then coal pickup, and then you need inactivity or full cargo inventory. Perfect. Okay, now you silly thing, go on. Alrighty, so now we have that going. Now we have coal finally back in the base. Okay, we are finally ready to start building the main bus again, at least for a while. This will, as I continue to build things that will tap it, will get more and more well used, let's just say. But for right now, it's all good. So I'm going to try to keep all these raw materials over here. So like the stone and stuff, I've been putting some of it up there, but that's just because I'm being a little lazy. I want to keep it all here just because, frankly, it's easier if I just do it the right way the first time. This is where all this stuff gets processed, so it would make the most sense to put it here, so may as well just do that. Here we go. Plop. And let's get this out of my inventory because, I hate carrying around ore when I'm way out of that phase. Like, I'm so far past that phase. Now, the thing is, I'm still using these silly stone furnaces. I really want to get up to steel. I just don't have the need just yet, but soon that will happen. And when that does happen, well, I think I'm going to be overfilling these belts because I definitely... Actually, will I be overfilling the belts? These things have a faster crafting time, right? That's a crafting speed of 2. That's 1, so I need half as many. But, let's see. When I go to electric furnaces, what's its crafting speed? Oops, not start research. That's not the button I wanted. Search. Let's see. What did I say? Electric smelter. Nope. Let's just do this because I can see it. It's right there. Crafting speed of 2. Yeah. So that's the same. So once I get the right number of these things laid out, which will be roughly half per belt, I can do the same thing with those. All right. Very good. So things are looking good. Things are looking quite prepared. I think it is now finally, because I have oil set up and everything else, it is finally time to start setting up the science area. So that's a huge thing that I'm super excited about because goodness gracious, great googly moogly, I just want science done. Now the problem is I'm going to build it kind of in this area here. Oh, but let me think before I get too caught up in killing trees. These are going to have to march over some to account for more area. Oh, that's right. I'm going to go straight down. This is where I'm going to build all that stone into this oceany stuff here. Let me check this up here, my pollution cloud, and that is not good. So I am going to reach them, and I'm going to reach them. So I'm going to have to go kill those biters. Oh, man. The electric... Okay, so I am going to end in a moment here, but someone has asked a question, so I will answer it really quick. The electric info screen. So you have satisfaction and production. Satisfaction is basically the sum total of all the demand that your network is putting on. So that would be like, for example, you can see you've got the miners here. That's creating an enormous amount of my demand. And then you've got these meteor point defenses. Again, that's not in the vanilla game, but that's creating the second most demand. My blue inserters are creating the third most amount of demand, so on and so forth. And if I took all of these demands here that these things are putting and added them up, that would be this. That would be what the satisfaction number is. Now the problem is, of course, that may not be satisfied. I may not actually be creating that much. The production is actually what you're creating. So that's here coming through steam engines, and I have a teensy tiny bit coming through this burner turbine generator, which is necessary for silly reasons. But essentially, what you want to have is filled satisfaction. What you have a problem with is when you have filled production. That means that your production is being completely consumed and your satisfaction is not being completely met. What you can look at down here is what these demand. That's basically just charting these demands over time. And so you have the 5 seconds, 1 minute. This is what it looks like after a minute, 10 minutes, and so on. And what you notice is if you go back to the 1 minute thing here, or actually probably in the 10-minute thing, you notice that these peaks and valleys here, these things are coinciding with when I think trains come. And the reason I say that is because when a train arrives at the pickup site, it's going to say, start filling up the train. But then all of a sudden, all the lanes that the miners are feeding unclog, and then they can work again. So you can see other things. You can turn this off, or sorry, I guess solo it. How do you turn it off? Oh, right click. Right click turns it off, left click solos it. And then you can take a close look at over time what each one of the different things are doing. Generally speaking, this isn't too necessary to get too deep into unless you're trying to really figure out what's screwing your base over. Like, for example, if you just built a whole new bank of something and then all of a sudden your power's tanked, you can come here and just check to see what it's looking like. But yeah, that's pretty much what the electric network info screen does. Hopefully that makes sense, because that is where I am going to call it for tonight. So thank you all for joining me. It has been fantastic, and I will see you next time. Take care.